Well, folks, a pleasant good afternoon from Monrovia. This is Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Collet. On the camera is Ernest Benda. We are coming to you live from the grounds of the legislature, from the Senate's wing of the Capitol building, to be precise. That's exactly where we are bringing this live broadcast to you from. I want to say thank you for joining us. We ask you to kindly give us update on the audio quality. All right. From what I see here, there are indications that the audio quality is very good. It's something we can work with. So again, I want to say thank you for joining us, Spoon TV. Again, we're here coming to you live from the grounds of the legislature. Where we are right now happens to be the Senate's wing. Activities at the House of Representatives has come to a climax. As most of you are aware, as per the previous updates we've been providing, the House of Representatives will start her own session very early, earlier than what we've been seeing at the level of the Senate, except that for the Senate, there has been series of consultative meetings that would happen or occurred before the actual start of session every single day. So that was the case today. The consultative meeting at the level of the Liberian Senate went up to 1 p.m., somewhere around 1:30 when the actual sitting or the session for today started. So today was the 51st day sitting of the second session of the 55th legislature here live on the grounds of the legislature at the Liberian Senate. And there were a couple of items that made it on the agenda today for discussion. And there were a series of highlights from the Liberian Senate that we will capture in this brief update. But firstly, there was a series of committee reports today, especially from the committees on internal affairs and the committee on minerals. Sorry, let me get that. The Committee on Lands, Mines, Energy, there was a report for 3 nominees coming from that particular committee, the Committee on Lands and Mines, on the confirmation hearing of 3 nominees. Today, that committee presented Honorable Aro Martinike Tinkpan, the Minister Designate of the Ministry of Mines and Energy. There was also another nominee presented today for the Ministry of Mines and Energy. You had Sumo Samuel Momolu, Assistant Minister for Mines, Designate, and the committee also presented Samuel J. Somerville, the Assistant Minister for Mineral Exploration. And from the angle of the Committee on Internal Affairs, Government, that's Governance and Reconciliation, on that end, that committee presented Deputy Minister Fatima Bintu Sirleaf as a nominee to be confirmed. So those 2 committees presented 4 nominees today. All 4 nominees were being confirmed by the Liberian Senate. For the 3 officials from the Ministry of Mines and Energy, they obtained 19 votes each. Talking about the Minister Proper and his 2 deputies, they obtained 19 votes each, while Minister Fatima Bintu Sirleaf of the Ministry of Internal Affairs obtained 17 votes. 2 senators had a no vote or voted no to her confirmation, while 17 senators voted yes. In the case of attorney position, that confirmation would not have taken place because attorney positions requires 2/3 of the total number of senators. That is 20 or more votes. But since, in fact, those positions were not attorney positions, it was simple majority. So with the 19 and 17 votes coming from the senators, all of the 4 nominees were being confirmed today. But earlier on, we have posted a little controversy, at the sitting today, where initially, following the reading of the agenda, the former pro tem Senator Albert Chie raised a motion for the item that had to do with the confirmation of the Deputy Minister for Internal Affairs for Urban Affairs at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Minister Fatima Bintu Sirleaf, for that item to be deferred. According to him, the reason for that was to ensure the circulation of the committee's report in accordance with the rule. He was being engaged by a few senators to state the specific portion of the rule upon which he was acting, which he didn't do. And so temporarily it was being halted. But once it came to this particular item of the agenda where the nominees were being confirmed, then it resurfaced. And when he engaged the presiding at the time, Senator Abraham Darius DeLon, the presiding did disclose that the item reappeared on the agenda because there were consultations that went on and there was some reconsideration, and because of that, the item resurfaced on the agenda. So the confirmation went on today for the 4 nominees from the Ministry of Mines and Energy and that of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. On the flip side, Senator Edwin Melvin Snow of Bowman County raised an issue today, and this is not the first. The senator is on record for raising concerns about the conduct of some officials of the executive branch of government. He raised a concern today in continuation of his previous issues on last Thursday when he called on the plenary of the Liberian Senate to investigate the establishment of a casino or a gambling center within the premises of the Liberia Broadcasting System. And once that issue was raised, it took over the media. Liberians across the country became so much concerned as to why that was happening, to establish as to whether it was truth in the first place. Upon his return to the country from a sick leave, the LBS Director General responded to the situation. Senator Edwin Melvin Snow today used the occasion during today's sitting to call on the plenary of the Liberian Senate to make some immediate intervention with respect to the way some officials of the executive branch of government are, according to him, in the constant habit of insulting or disrespecting members of the first branch of government, lawmakers, whenever it has to do with something that borders on the exercise of the constitutional authority or their oversight responsibility. So according to him, he was being insulted and disrespected by the LBS Director General, and he raised a concern for the plenary of the Liberian Senate to take action, invite the LBS Director General to the plenary of the Senate to answer questions, to answer to some of those concerns they had. And that opened the floor for debate, as so many senators had divided opinions about that particular issue. There were some senators who thought that it wasn't necessary at all to invite the LBS Director General, since in fact he works at the will and pleasure of the president. They pushed the argument that the president of the Republic of Liberia should be the one to take action against his officials, those he has appointed to serve in different positions, especially so when it has to do with misconduct or disrespect against other permanent or high-profile officials of government. And so from that backdrop, some of the senators, the likes of Senator Yan D. Twine and a few other senators, thought that it wasn't necessary at all to invite the LBS Director General Eugene Fagon, while other senators pushed the argument on the flip side that it was very much important to have the LBS Director General appeared before the Senate, appeared before the plenary to answer questions. They went on to cite a series of occurrences in the past, talking about the situation with the Ministry of Public Works, where the Director of Public Affairs again has some disagreements, according to them, insulted some of the senators on public radio. And so from that backdrop, they also pushed the argument for Minister Fagon, not minister, but the LBS Director General Eugene Fagon to appear before the plenary of the Liberian Senate. At the end of the debate, the pro tem disclosed that the matter would be handled by leadership. the leadership of the Liberian Senate will take siege of the matter. They'll set up a body that will meet with the president and find an amicable solution around this particular situation. On the flip side, while that debate was going on, Senator Abraham Darius Delon had an outburst with respect to the situation between him and the Labor Minister, Councillor Kopo Kura. In relation, he used the occasion to relate it to the Eugene Fagon situation. According to him, this is similar to what is happening with him and the Labor Minister when he will raise critical issues against bad labor practices, work permit situations in the country, and then he gets targeted or misinterpreted by supporters of the minister or by folks who are from the political party that the minister serves as chairman for, the MDR, that happens to be a constituent member of the Rescue Alliance. And so the Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, went on to say that based on his consistent engagement for work permit to not be sold to people who are non-Liberians, since in fact there is a decline in employment rate in the country, he's being targeted. Senator Dillon says his life is being threatened by some supporters of the labor minister, and that the labor minister has antagonized him as well by not just, organizing people to go after him, but by also going on a government platform. The MIG had regular press briefing to say that his nomination or his appointment by the president as Minister of Justice was being fought by Senator Delon. So the senator had a serious outburst during that debate, and he took a serious issue up with the fact that some individuals who are supposed to be pushing for the Senate to carry on a robust oversight are not doing so, but they are rather protecting some of the very individuals that are in the center of those underperformances. And so that was the issue from the angle of the Montserrado County Senator. He was pushing for the lawmakers to be respected in the discharge of that duty, that he did what he's doing now under the previous administration. He pushed for actions to be taken against Wabudike, Ndubuzi Wabudike, and other key officials of the previous administration. He stood against the appointment or confirmation of Zoli Zo, who was appointed by former President George Weah, and that when he took all of those actions, he wasn't doing it because he was against those individuals, but he did it because he was for, or he stood for, the rule of law and the right things being done in the interest of the country. Well, that was just another side of the debate, but another important issue today also was the ratification. All right, the Liberian Senate today. Sorry, let me get this right. So the Liberian Senate today. There was a report, firstly, from the Joint Committee of the Liberian Senate, comprising of the Committee on Ways, Means, Finance and Budget, and Education, and the and Public Administration, on an act to ratify the financing agreement between the Republic of Liberia and the International Development Association, the IDA program, for advancing youth entrepreneurship and investment project at the Liberia Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank. So this joint committee, the joint committee presented her report today, and this particular item was being acted upon. The Liberian Senate ratified this particular act today, this particular agreement today, concurring with the lower house for the IDA, that's the International Development Association. And according to a brief provided by Senator Prince Moi, who happens to be the chairperson on the Senate Committee on Ways, Means, Finance, Budget, Finance and Budget, he went on to say that with the ratification of this particular instrument, what it's going to do is that it's going to further boost financing for for educational programs across the country in different districts across Liberia in the tune of millions of dollars. So that is one of the issues that the Liberian Senate acted upon today as well. There was also another important issue today. This one did not make it on the agenda, but why the Senate's regular sitting was going on, then there was a communication from President Joseph Yuma Boakai requesting legislative actions to de-ratify the TRA agreement entered into by the government of Liberia through the Liberia Telecommunications Authority for the monitoring of telecommunication services. So the president suspended that, and he's asking for some legislative actions to de-ratify that particular agreement. According to the communication from the office of the president, there are lots of issues associated with that particular agreement. Fraud, there are legal issues as well associated with the TIA agreement, and based on these reasons, the president is seeking legislative action to de-ratify that particular agreement. So yes, so these are just a few of the many activities today making it on the agenda. Where there was a communication from the president making additional nominations. There were communications regarding nominations in government and requesting legislative action where applicable. That was from the office of the president as well, plus a lot more. And with all of these happenings, we're now looking forward to seeing what happens between now and Thursday, as the Senate is expected to have another sitting on Thursday. Well, we thought to bring you these very few updates, and thanks for watching Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Collier on the cameras and there's Bina. Till we come back, have a good day, and bye-bye for now.